Good morning, fellow gamer. Here QcWarChief with the Minutemen Legacy. Today I'm gonna talk about Fallout 76. It's been 2 years now. 2 years have passed since November 23 in 2018. We started playing this game, and since I'm a player from beta, over 4,000 hours inside the game, which is yeah, I play too much a little bit. I do love the game, although right now we're in 2020, it's the end of the year, we're getting in 2021, and the game did hit a wall, in my opinion, because they started removing content a few months back. I'm talking about the Raids 94. Raids 94 was one of the places that the oldies like me, the grinders like me that were there in the beta, that have inventory filled with items to be able to do pretty much whatever we want inside the game. We enjoyed the raids because it was really a challenge. I mean, a damn big challenge. I remember getting mad at some of my friends sometimes because it was complicated. We had a strategy. If one of the guy was not respecting the strategy, it was messing the whole thing up. But this was really a big challenge. When they removed the raids, my crew find themselves with nothing else to do than fight the Queen and fight the Colossus. The Colossus is not that strong to fight, the Queen is not that strong to fight, and every time you fight those, the fight is always the same. And the raids were different, because even though you knew the raid, maybe the NPC will act a little bit differently, will have more spawns, and it will create more mess inside the raid. So this was one thing that we really appreciated inside the Minutemen. More challenge. But here we are in 2020, on the verge to go into 2021, but the game right now is in need of some more content. We had the NPCs in the last year. This was really great. It brought some immersion inside the game. Everybody appreciated that. Although the NPCs are there, are not really useful. You don't manipulate them. You don't. There is no real mechanic involving the NPCs inside the game. And this is where I personally have an idea concerning this, where the workshops got completely useless. Nobody's taken those except for completing their scoreboard challenges. Nobody's taken those simply because whenever you take a workshop, anybody can sneak in, trigger the zone attack, kill you, and stay sneak for a while without you spotting him, and kill you for a few minutes, multiple times. If you're not a PvP player, you won't be able to defend yourself. You're going to be vulnerable automatically at Workshop. So they were talking about the possibility eventually to remove the PvP completely from Adventure, which is, in my opinion, a really good idea, but there is a need for one thing. If you want to do that, they need to make a legitimate trading system where the scams gets impossible. As long as there are scammers and scams inside the game, we need to be able to kick their ass. It's really important. As long as you can't protect your gamers, your player base from the scams, you got to leave us an option to defend ourselves and raise hell on these players. Because basically the only thing we have to defend ourselves right now is to learn the gamer tag, pass the word, and hopefully pass the word to hunters, and hope that the guy is going to play online to get his ass kicked. It's pretty much the only option we have to fight against scammers at the moment, and it's sad. It's really sad. So if they want to remove the PvPs from Adventure, they definitely need legitimate trading systems to lower the tension a little bit. Otherwise, this is going to get crazy, people will get off the game, and will never come back. This is for the mechanic, mostly deeper inside the game, but there is more stuff to add. At the moment, people are talking about zones. We want more zone. We're tired of West Virginia, most of us. I've seen every little corner, every little piece of lore and notes. So I think it's time to move on to something else. Since in Fallout 76 we find ourselves on a different timeline, it's offering us the possibility to go back to DC, go back to Vegas, and maybe participate in the lore that we had 10 years ago when we played Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Instead of finding ourselves right in this lore 200 years from now, we could be finding ourselves on the same kind of lore that we had in West Virginia, where we have the possibility to participate into the rebuilding, which will lead us to 2276, which would be the legitimate timeline where everything started. So this is mostly for the timeline, the possibility to add zones to give us the chance to see what DC looks like 200 years ago, what Vegas looked like 200 years ago, see the start of the Caesar Empire, see House waking up. That would be nice, actually. So this is for the content, the zone, mostly. This is the potential that we have there, adding more zones linked to West Virginia, where we can travel there and explore a different map, explore a different quest, which is related to the previous game that we've played. This is for some content, because if you guys know that if they had like zones like Vegas and DC, it comes with content, it comes with NPC, it comes with a lot of stuff. So definitely there's a lot of work there. It's probably not something that you will see appear in the next 2 months or in the next 6 months, but I believe that what we saw with ESO a few years back is exactly what's happening with Fallout 76 right now. The game started messy, they're making it bigger, they're adding stuff, and eventually Fallout 76 will become the MMORPG of the franchise concerning Fallout, like ESO was the MMORPG of the Elder Scroll franchise. The next Elder Scroll won't be online, because Elder Scroll Online will stay online, the same as Fallout 76 will stay online and will become the MMORPG of the franchise. 10 years ago, we didn't have that much of these kind of game on consoles, but right now it's starting nicely, and in 10 years from now, Fallout 76 will still be running, we'll have more zones, we'll have much more mechanic to make us enjoy the game. The last thing, and this is a personal idea concerning the workshop. I was getting there slowly a little earlier, but I moved to another subject. But back to the workshop, where NPCs are not really implemented as mechanic that we can manipulate. We claim a workshop. We claim it for us. It stays empty. We have turrets in, and we're getting attacked by players. We're getting attacked by NPCs, enemies, and it stops there. There's nothing more there. We build. If we make it nice, we make it look nice, they'll probably have a players that's going to come to destroy your work. What they can do is, as simple as it is, add a flag mechanic where when you drop the flag, you claim the workshop for a faction in game. Could be the NPCs, settlers, the raiders, the BOS. Eventually there's going to be more factions. So this is all going to get in the same way. Flags to claim workshops for faction would eventually bring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 NPCs to defend the zone, which they will use your bed, use your workbench, use every little stuff that you placed inside the workshop. So whenever people get there, even if it's for attacking, they have NPCs around that will defend the workshop. NPCs they can hit really strong if you don't pay attention. So this will add some more mechanic. I'm not saying that the NPCs will defend the workshop against players. I'm just saying that this will add some kind of immersion inside the game, where when we claim a workshop, we can customize it to make it look like the BOS, to make it look like the settlers or the raiders, and eventually populate it with it. It would bring a lot more immersion inside the game. This is where in private world, it would become interesting to customize your world. But once again, we have a problem with the private world, because this is something that I'm honestly tired of it and I need to say it. What's the goal to sell me a private world that is not persistent? I mean, I really have to build over Poseidon 10 times a day if I'm changing server. If I want to go in public and I come back into my world, everything is lost. I need to build it again. I close my Xbox, I go to sleep, I come back in the morning, everything is lost. This is a nonsense. There should be a mechanic implemented where I can select a whole thing and record it inside the system, where I don't have to build it again. It stays at Poseidon inside my private world, and every time I got there, there is the basic building that I've placed there that I've locked to make the workshop works. Otherwise, there's no damn interest in having a private world, except then hiding from griefers. So here's the question: what was the purpose of that world in the start? I think it was to bring some kind of single player to the game, but in the meantime, in single players in that game, it gets boring a little bit. I'm sorry to say it. It's meant to play with others. So there is definitely something wrong there. They need to make the private world persistent. We pay for that. It's a nonsense that it's not persistent, and it's a nonsense that my friends get in my world and don't see the customization I make of my own world. I swear, if I can build up all the workshops will be built up following factions, and I'm gonna customize my whole map. I'm gonna make workshop for my own faction, the Minutemen. I'm gonna make workshop for respawners. I'm gonna customize the whole thing for the respawners. I'm gonna do everything like that, just to make it look nice, make it look alive a little bit. Right now, I get that it's a Fallout, it's a post-apocalyptic world, but life prevails, life survives, and where there is life, there is chaos a little bit. So where is the damn chaos? I'm wondering. This is the wish list for 2021, guys. I'm not playing that much lately because I did hit a wall of boredness a little bit. It's not that I don't like the game. I love the game. I just need to take some time away maybe to let them put some more content back in the game. And please stop the microtransaction for the cosmetic. Yes, it's nice. We have outfits. We have camps. We look nice. But do we really need that? I mean, if developers put that much effort on the cosmetic, it might be why we don't have much content to play with. It might be why they were forced to remove raids to get back the NPCs inside the game, which is a nonsense again. Please build up your instance so they can hold on and you don't have to remove content from the game. Because the reason you gave us for the NPCs is related to the fact that your stupid engine is completely outdated. But we knew that 2 years ago when the game started. If you guys have suggestion, comment, please tell me. I'm always happy to talk about the game. We all have wishes, hopes for the future of this game, so please share your opinions, your views. I don't have the ultimate views or the ultimate idea necessarily concerning the game. I'm sure you guys have great ideas too, so please share this in the comment section. I'm gonna talk with you guys for sure. Well, this is QcWarChief. I don't want to play my negative Nancy here, but there is some flaws that we need to point out. Awesome game, lovely game. I will always come back, but I sure hope they will try to make it better and maybe listen to their player base once in a while. Have a good one, everybody. Please subscribe. This is QcWarChief with the Minutemen Legacy. If it's a tutorial, if it's a review, if it's just gameplay, please enjoy, please subscribe, please like, and I'll see you around, everybody.